Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. Make that Thanksgiving money. Gotta go in there and make some big bucks today here at the good old job. Handing out turkeys and hams. Can't get any easier than that. But last night, Monday Night Raw, I wish I could honestly say that I had fun watching the show. I barely even wanted to listen to the Wrestling Observer Raw review this morning, just because of the fact that I sat through all 3 hours of Monday Night Raw last night and honestly barely watched any. Luckily for me, I was talking to a good group of friends, and we were going over some good stuff. And most of the time, I forgot that Raw was even on. But the one good segment out of the whole show, well, there was two. I liked Triple H versus Roman Reigns in the opening of the show, and sort of teasing that they might have a match somewhere down the road that a lot of people have been thinking about for a long time. But Alberto Del Rio and his stare down with Jack Swagger. I know that every time Swagger comes on, I get a lot of people tweeting me. A lot of people remember that I am a huge Jack Swagger fan. I will be until the day that he's no longer wrestling. I really believe in this guy. I'm not like a big enough fan that I'm not going to say that more than likely his day in the sun has passed. I mean, they gave him a huge shot back in 2010, becoming world heavyweight champion. When he did his feud with Big Show, people really soured on him. And I don't know why they didn't blame that he was wrestling Big Show, but it was what it was. He lost the world heavyweight championship. Some people said there was heat on him because of the fact that he let it go to his head. I don't know. I wasn't backstage. I haven't really heard that about him in a long time, that is over him. But then again, they might have broken him, and it might be gone. I mean, it's been a long time since this guy was world heavyweight champion. He made his big return, and I think it was like 2012. Whatever year WrestleMania 29 was, he surprisingly won the Elimination Chamber, which came off like a big, huge joke to a lot of people, where he went to WrestleMania 29 and wrestled against Alberto Del Rio. On the way to WrestleMania, the plan was that he was going to win the championship for Del Rio to have a huge comeback and beat him at like Extreme Rules. So at least he was going to have a WrestleMania moment of holding the World Heavyweight Championship. But at the end of the day, I think it was in Mississippi, he got that DWI, not for alcohol, but for marijuana. And, that was a real surprising thing that somebody that was going into WrestleMania would put themselves in that sort of a situation. But I think they have that sort of thing over a lot of guys in WWE. They just smoke pot, and when they fail the drug test, they just pay the fine. It doesn't go against their wellness policy. Some people call it a pot tax when they talk about it and things like that. And it is what it is. And because of that, he didn't even get to have a WrestleMania entrance. But here we are, last summer, I guess it was the summer before, because last summer would be this summer, I guess it would, whatever it was. But he got that real resurgence, and I think a lot of people were really surprised. They did the Swagger face turn, where he would go out there against Rusev, and I think, honestly, he was supposed to be just sort of like a placeholder of getting Rusev into the next feud, because they didn't really have anything for SummerSlam. But when he came out there and did that stare down, people were so behind him in the We the People USA gimmick that I think they really wrote it, and he came close to beating Rusev. He wasn't able to do it. They had a long-standing feud. I remember, I don't know when it was, but they had a match which wasn't even really hyped up. It just was Swagger versus Rusev. Maybe they sort of played it up, but I mean, I only found out about it because of the WWE Network's Twitter. Sort of had it in like a subtweet that they were going to be having a match on Main Event. I went and I checked out the Main Event match, and I thought that they wrestled a good match, and it was good, but he didn't really get anything out of there as much as Rusev did, and it's been a long time since Swagger's been in a meaningful role on television, and him coming out there last night and having the stare down with Del Rio almost brought me to the point where thinking that Swagger could have another run in WWE. I'm not looking for him to become World Heavyweight Champion, U.S. Champion, Intercontinental Champion. I'm just looking to see one of my favorite guys on television. As bad as that Heath Slater segment was last night, I did laugh at it. I like seeing Slater on television as well. It's been a long time since he's been on there. I thought that the backstage skits that he's been doing on WWE.com, trying to get out there for the open challenge were hysterical, and he deserves to be on television with anything, even though that I sort of groaned at how long the segment went last night when he was out there. But I don't know when they're going to do Swagger versus Del Rio. I know that it was on the table to do at Survivor Series, where Swagger was actually going to have a pay-per-view match. But I think most people know that John Cena is going to be coming back for TLC. So I don't know when they're going to blow this off, if this is sort of like a Monday Night Raw feud for Alberto Del Rio, where it's going to go over a couple of weeks, and once the match is over, it's over. Then basically Cena comes back, and it's not like Cena's fighting for the pride of Jack Swagger, for him getting beat up. It's coming back because, you know, Del Rio has, you know, what he wants, and that's the United States Championship. So I'm fired up for it. You know, the match honestly could happen on tonight's SmackDown tapings. I don't know how fast they want to get it over with. Maybe that was the plan at the time, but honestly, if you didn't see it, go back and watch it. Or if you did watch it and you don't remember, go back. The fans are really behind Swagger. I think that the gimmick he has of USA, whether if it's playing off of Hacksaw Jim Duggan or just the American pride that is going on in America, you know, people will cheer for this guy when he comes out. And like I said, I'm not some homer. I do say that I'm a fan of his, but just to have him on television wrestling good matches, the guy's an honestly good wrestler. You know, I'll honestly say that maybe he's not the best promo because of the lisp, and they did that thing around WrestleMania 29 where they really told him to slow down the way he talks, and he was able to sort of not have the lisp as bad. I just want the guy to go out there and be himself. I love the guy as a wrestler, and I'm not looking for him to beat Del Rio. Just have a good match and then be able to, you know, get himself into another feud where I continuously see him on television. The roster is so thin on, you know, Raw and SmackDown right now with Cesaro, Rollins. There's another injury, Randy Orton's injury, that, you know, they need guys. And Swagger being on TV would be fun for me.